What is up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. We're at Lincoln Memorial, got a few directives on, and we're going to try out a build that I put together using the St. Elmo, but can also give you up to 150% bonus armor. It will help your teammates out as well. And also, obviously, because we're using the St. Elmo, there's a little bit of CC in there as well, so let's give it a go. See if it's actually any good. I've not actually run it in a mission yet. So far, all I've done is run it in the range. And we know that's not real life. Don't run away. Ow. Whoa, language, mate. And so far so good. We've still got a tanky armor bar, putting out plenty of big damage there as well. We'll run this next section, see how it turns out.
Agent, you'll need to find a way to open that gate.
Some of you might already run a variation of this build already, and with a couple of quick tweaks, you'll be right at whoa, where you needed. Thanks to the Chunga there for making the build look really good. And it's just really nice, really smart. We can keep the stacks up fairly well as well, because you're obviously going to see the Heartbreaker icon at the bottom as well. But there is some extra bonus armor popping in and out as well, if you've not already guessed what that's from. Get these stacks up and really take this build to town now. I mean, look at all that bonus armor. It looks absolutely beautiful. Hello. Go for the headshot then rather than the backpack. No problem at all. And obviously we've got the huge distance as well, because this thing's super accurate. Really nice, guys. Super happy with this build. Look at the armor bar as we finish up the section. Let's head back to the base of operations and I'll talk you through this build. Just before we get started though, let's run the intro. With the intro done, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up and hit the bell so you are notified when I upload more Division videos. Even better, come over to Twitch and hit follow, because I could be streaming live right now. And if you need a community Discord, there's never been a better time to join. If you need any help with Division raids, descent and things like that, you'll find the link down below in the description. With all that said, let's get started. So head over to the specialization bench, and first things first, you're going to want to make sure you've put some damage into shotgun and into assault rifle. Everything else here is obviously standard stuff. The 5% rate of fire increase is nice. The Banshee pulse if you want it. 10% armor on kill up here as well, and every third reload being 50% faster. It's just all round great for assault rifles. Okay, so taking a look at the gun. So here's the St. Elmo. It's level 90 on the season track. It's free for everybody to get, and level 91 will also give you the blueprint so that you can re-roll it. Just remember that you can re-roll it, and the bottom attribute here will change. you definitely want to pick up damage to target out of cover to make this thing an absolute god roll. I've got 15% expertise in here as well. I am going to pump this all the way to 23 when I can afford it. The thing is an absolute animal. And as you can see here, shooting an enemy with this weapon will give you 1 stack. At 100 stacks, the next magazine will be filled with shock ammo. It also comes with the best mods that we've seen in a gun so far in the game. 20% critical hit damage, 30 extra rounds, 20% weapon handling, and 20% critical hit chance. It's an absolute beauty. For your secondary, as we are going to be using Heartbreaker, you saw that. I've got the lefty because I do like the perfect sledgehammer talent for when I'm raiding, but you could use the rock and roll so that you don't have to reload as much. You can get stacks up just a little bit quicker because that has extra magazine size, but that's up to you. Damage to target out of cover though would definitely be the recommendation. Okay, so first up we'll take a look at the Heartbreaker set. 2 pieces gives us 15% assault rifle damage, with 3 pieces giving us a 15% weapon handling, on top of the 20 that's already on the gun, giving us 35% weapon handling in a full DPS build. It's absolutely crazy. And then 4 piece gives us Heartstopper, but we'll get to that a little bit later because we are using the chest piece, so we won't go over that just yet. I've got a core attribute of armor with crit damage and crit damage in the mod slot. Now this is absolutely up to you at this point. It says on the side here I'm running 4 reds and 2 blues. I could change this mask over to this mask here. Obviously I'd have to change the mods around and things like that because it's got crit chance rather than crit damage. I'm running extra red. Totally up to you how many reds and how many blues you run in this. The more blues you run, you are going to benefit from the bonuses obviously, but the less damage you're going to do. Just kind of feel out what you're actually comfortable with. I'm probably going to go with 5 reds and 1 blue, to be perfectly honest, when I save it and use it. So we just talked about the chest. So on the chest here, you can see I've got weapon damage. This here is headshot damage. I need this to be critical hit damage. I haven't got an all red version, unfortunately. And then critical hit damage in the mod slot. But we get the talent, the max BPM. It increases the max stacks for Heartstopper from 50 to 100. Now why this is important, that is our 100% extra potential bonus armor that we can get from running Heartbreaker. So taking a look at the gloves, you can see weapon damage and critical hit damage. And then with the knees, weapon damage, critical hit chance. Because it's an all red build pretty much, you've got to basically focus on getting yourself to 60% crit chance and then everything else in critical hit damage. Picaro's holster goes really, really nice with this build because obviously we can keep 15% weapon damage here from the bottom. We get critical hit chance and we can keep a core attribute here of armor along with getting 10% skill haste, which is not necessarily needed, but the core attribute being blue really, really does help. And then last but not least, we're going to run a Seska backpack with 1 piece brand set bonus giving us critical hit chance of 10%. Weapon damage, crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and the talent Galvanize. Applying blind, ensnare, confuse, or shock to an enemy grants 40% of your armor as bonus armor to allies within 20 meters of that enemy for 10 seconds. Now, I did say 150%. Now, that's because we've got a brand new backpack that came in with year 5. That's this one here. And you get perfect Galvanize. Applying blind, ensnare, confuse, shock to an enemy grants you 50% of your armor as bonus armor to you and all allies within 30 meters of that enemy for 10 seconds. So you can see how that is better. What it doesn't mention on the regular Galvanize that it gives it to you, but it does give it to you, so you've nothing to worry about. And obviously the size range is much better, but there's a lot to give up there. You know, unless you've got a really god rolled one. Perhaps you've got one that came with crit chance and crit damage and you can change the core attribute to red. Although you're getting status effects, which is kind of nice, you are going to lose out on a little bit of damage. So it's up to you which one you go with. Take the 40% regular or the 50% perfect. But I kind of think the extra 10% isn't worth and just sticking with the regular one because it does give it to you and all your allies as well. I would stick with this one instead. So let's take a look at the stat page. So the stat page is going to be a little bit out. So we've got 58% critical hit chance, but we know that the critical hit damage and one roll, however, it is headshot instead. So that would be 149% critical hit damage is what it should be here, with 12% less. So that should be 73% headshot damage. So some really big and really high numbers. Health damage in there as well, because obviously we're running an assault rifle. Here, have a look at the build now. All together, we're going to run the shield and the revive hive. Up to you though, you could perhaps run the banshee pulse if you wanted to instead. But it's an absolute thing of beauty. Galvanize has 0 cooldown, you know, 0 cooldown essentially. You know, it says here, you know, if you look on it, you know, it says for 10 seconds, but the minute that bonus armor is gone and you shock them again, it just reapplies. Like, it's so good. You know, on top of the bonus armor you're getting from Heartbreaker, this has got all survivability in there and a hell of a lot of damage as well. If you want to see the damage numbers at the top end, I'll show you really quickly in the base of operations. So let's get on a named invulnerable. Let's get him up close so we can stack really quickly. You can see the Heartbreaker stacks are at the top. Headshot, he's got no armor, but we saw 928k there. You can see 928k with 766-ish on armor and 900 on health. And if we're going to hit the body, you can see 564k there with, I guess, numbers have gone all skew with because we've lost Heartbreaker stacks, but you get the idea, and you can see how it hits for some insane damage. And look at all the bonus armor as well. It's just absolutely beautiful, and I wish the range would just work properly. You know, 683 there, 282 there. It's just so good. Loads of survivability, some team buffs. Yeah, good all-round build. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. What have you been pairing your Elmo with? Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, agents. Goodbye.